Oh hey girls, and welcome to the Lean Girl YouTube channel. Today is going to be a fun video where I am going to be crushing some old self-limiting beliefs of yours and sharing some of the mistakes that I made on my fitness journey with the hopes that you don't have to keep making the same ones over and over that are holding you back from results. So if you are feeling a little stuck, if you are feeling like you're trying really hard, you're putting in a lot of effort, you're doing the things and somehow you're still not making progress, you're feeling really frustrated and stuck, then I think that these couple of things that we are going to chat about today are certainly going to help you in the right direction. Now, if you don't know me or my journey, I have always been a serial dieter since I was a teenager. I was pretty overweight. I weighed about 85 kilos when I was around 13, 14 years old. And that's kind of when my dieting story began, I guess. And I then went up and down throughout my teens. I lost a bit of weight, gained weight, lost a bit of weight, right up until sort of my mid-20s. I was always on a diet. I was always trying something new. I felt like I was always the person that was like telling everyone, oh, I'm on a diet, I can't have this, I can't have that, but somehow like I never changed, right? I never lost any weight. Even if I did, maybe it was like 2 kilos and I would put it back again on the weekend if I did lose it by some extreme method. And fast forward a lot of years later, and it is now my mission to share all of the things that I learned to finally getting to a place where I eat more food than like I ever have before. Well, that's how it feels, at least, where I absolutely love the body that I live in. Like, I feel so good and I feel so energized and I feel lean and fit and toned. And of course, it's always a journey. We're always working on ourselves, but I can say for a good few years, like my body has not been this huge issue, which it always was in my life. Like, it was always this constant theme of like always wanting to lose weight, no matter if I was going on holiday, if I had some kind of event. I just always felt like it was the first thing I thought about when I woke up in the morning, like, oh, I just want to lose weight. And when I went to bed at night, the last thing that I thought about. So I wanted to share with you today 3 things that I really felt kept me stuck from actually losing weight for many, many years. And that was probably, like a good 6, 7, 8 years where I was just stuck in the cycle. So I really hope that you're going to get some value from this video. I really hope that these tips are going to sort of resonate with you if perhaps these are things that you are still doing. Right, so let's get into the video. So the first big mistake that I made was looking and searching and following random meal plans and diets. If you name any diet or meal plan or diet strategy or weird diet thing or pill or shake, trust me, I have tried it. I spent so much of my time researching diets, looking up diets, even when I went to bookstores, like I would go to the diet section and I would look at the 21-day diet, this diet, that diet. And why this held me back for so long is that I guess there are 3 reasons. So the first reason is that I would just follow things blindly with zero understanding as to why I was following them. So I would be like, okay, cool, I need to eat like a boiled egg and a slice of toast for breakfast, and then for lunch I needed to have a chicken breast with some like salad. I either was always on it or I was off it. So unless I was eating those specific things, then I was like, screw it, let me just eat whatever the hell I want. So there was no understanding behind my choices, which meant I wasn't empowered to make choices when I couldn't just eat those specific things. Then the second problem with just following these restrictive meal plans was that it just relied purely on my willpower and my discipline to stick to them. Weirdly enough, I never thought about this, but the more extreme the diet, the more excited I was about it. I was like, shit, this is gonna get me good results. It's so bad. It's like 1 boiled egg with 1 egg white. Yes, sounds so brilliant. And in reality, the more and more extreme the diets were that I tried, the more willpower and discipline they needed for me to stick to them, and ultimately the less chances were that I could actually stick to them for very long. And I think the third problem here was that it honestly made me feel like over time, like there was something wrong with me. Like there was something wrong with me, that everyone else seemed to be eating more food, not dieting, like enjoying life. And here I was, always dieting, always struggling. Like, was my metabolism broken? Did I just have no willpower or discipline? Like, was there something wrong with me? And for a long time, I actually thought that there was. I thought that there was something either genetically wrong with me or mentally wrong. Maybe I'll sound mentally wrong now. But seriously, I thought that it was not possible for me, which just fed into the frustration of the whole thing. So what I want you to take out of this first realization, or this first mistake that I was making, is that I don't want you to follow random diets and meal plans that just have no basis. Instead, what I do now is I have a wonderful understanding of my body and the science. Your body is a biological machine, and there is a total science to how to feed it and the impact of the foods that we're having on our bodies. You are going to have that body until your last day on the planet. So surely it's time to read the manual and understand how it works, okay? The second thing is, the more restrictive and awful your diet plan is, the more willpower and discipline you need. So instead, what I do is I try and make my diet, my meal plan, even if I'm trying to lose fat, which I'm not at the moment, but I try and make it as enjoyable as possible. Why? Because when you're loving it, you don't need willpower and discipline to stick to it. And then the third thing is, the more consistent you are able to be by doing point number 1 and 2, is that you start being consistent, then you start seeing results, and then you start realizing, hey, there isn't something wrong with me. There's something wrong with the strategies that I was trying. There's nothing wrong with my metabolism. There's nothing wrong with my willpower or discipline. It is just that I was putting myself in that situation where I was not able to be consistent and therefore not get results. So that is point number 1. Instead of following meal plans that are restrictive and crazy diets, rather do things where you can be empowered by the knowledge and understanding of your body. Number 2, where you don't need willpower and discipline. And number 3, where you can stay consistent and start realizing that you can get results. The second point is that I thought that specific foods would result in fat loss. So if I ate, chicken, broccoli, salad, all of the traditional whole foods that we think are the way to get lean, then I thought that was the answer to me actually making progress and getting results. And this only fueled this restrictive diet binge cycle, right? So I was like, cool, and Monday, you're gonna eat, whatever, a grapefruit for breakfast with 2 eggs. And then for lunch, you have to have a bland chicken breast with some veggies. And then by the afternoon, if I was like, damn, I really want a chocolate, I can't do this anymore. And then I would eat a chocolate and be like, oh damn, well, screw it. This is why I'm not losing weight, is because I ate the chocolate. But it wasn't the chocolate that was the problem. It was that I then went on a huge binge thinking, okay, well, the next day I have to start over so that I can be perfect and eat these very specific foods. And this just wasn't sustainable, right? Because you can't live a normal life and actually enjoy it or be consistent if there's no alcohol, there's no sugar, there's no bread, that's not life, right? So when I realized, this was the turning point, that actually, and this comes from point number 1, understanding my body, that when it comes down to fat loss, it is 100% about the calories in versus calories out. And the beauty of this is that you can be so much more flexible. You can eat so many more foods that you thought were off limits and get better results. It's like when you focus on what counts, then the results start showing up. You can eat completely clean, only foods that are organic from the earth with no sauces and anything that tastes good, and you can still not lose fat, because that is not what determines fat loss. There's not one specific foods list that if you just follow that, you'll lose fat. It's all about those calories in versus calories out. And so this means that I can enjoy pizza, chocolate, wine, all while getting results. And what does that mean? It means I'm gonna stay more consistent. It means I'm not in that all or nothing diet mindset. What if I said to you, hey girl, you can eat pancakes for breakfast. You can eat a burger with zucchini fries for lunch. In the afternoon, you're gonna do a little baked brownie. And then at night, you're gonna have some pizza. Does that sound like something you can do? Absolutely it does. Does it sound like something you can do consistently? Well, I mean, I'll do it. I can have pizza every night, no problem. And so this is another shift that I want you to have, and I want you to start focusing on what counts, which is the calories in versus calories out. It's not about that specific, those specific health foods. And then the third mistake that I was making is that I wanted results so fast. Like the more extreme, the faster the promised results, the better I thought, right? So let's say I had a friend's wedding that was coming up in 30 days. I would Google 30-day diet, okay? Then some like meal plan would come up, and then I'd do it for like 1 or 2 days and be like, damn, I really can't do this, this is so hard. Then 21 days before the wedding, I'd be like, damn, no, like I haven't done anything. Like I've actually just eaten even more. So I'm like, okay, 21-day diet. Same thing would happen. 14-day diet, 7-day diet, and then like 3-day diet, whatever, just drink green juices. And I always thought that like, oh my word, now I had to get more and more extreme. And the people, well, not the people, even me, that wanted these fast results, if I actually had to look at it long term, where did it leave me? I definitely was not leaner. I, in fact, got like fatter because of this restrictive nature. It only just fueled more binge eating. And so the very few days I actually managed to stick to the diet, the days that I was binge eating far outweighed that. So the end result was actually fat gain. There is something happens to me, like mentally, when I am put under extreme stress and pressure that I have like a restrictive plan and I have to follow it because I have this deadline coming up. Like I honestly panic and it makes me hungry. Like even when I've in the past done like shoot days or whatever where I'm like, yeah, I really want to, slim down before the shoot, that deadline is something that it does to me, and it causes panic and stress and ultimately sabotages us, and we start eating uncontrollably. This beautiful thing happens when you give yourself the time, when you give yourself also some space that if you make a mistake, it's okay because you don't have this looming deadline. And so what I now do instead is I focus on my actions, and I give myself more flexibility, more time. I never have like, I want to get to this result by this date. I was like, cool, like what are the actions that I want to take that I know will get me to where I want to be? Let's say I want to lose 2 kilos. I'm like, cool, these are the calories I need to be eating. I want to be exercising 4 or 5 days a week. These are things I can control, right? I know that I can do, and I can do consistently. And what happens here is when you have more time, you are more relaxed, you enjoy the process more, you are more consistent, and ultimately you get better results. Right, so those are my 3 biggest mistakes, and I wanted to wrap up with a little next steps for you. If you are feeling like you are in this place, you are stuck, you don't know how to get out of it, here are 5 things that you can start doing and some mindset shifts that you can have. So the first thing is I want you to quit with the extreme diets and the meal plans, and instead I want you to start understanding your body and understanding the science. I have so many videos on this channel that you can check out that will start explaining it to you. I also have programs that do so if you really want a step-by-step, but start out by checking the channels on this, check out the videos on this YouTube channel. Step number 2 is I want you to not think about how restrictive you can make something. I want you to think about how can you make it more enjoyable and more fun instead. Number 3 is I want you to know that there is nothing wrong with you. There is just something wrong with the strategies that you keep choosing. And again, this is probably not your fault. It is very hard to change old mindsets, especially when they have been rolling around in our heads for so long. So I want that to sink in. I want you to know that even if you think there is nothing wrong with you. There is something wrong with the strategies that we have been choosing. But we're going to change that. Then number 4 is I want you to know it's not the type of foods that matter. It is the calories within those foods that are going to determine whether you lose fat. So do yourself a favor, download MyFitnessPal. I've also got some videos on the channel about how to start using it, so check that out. And I want you to start focusing on what counts. So try and include more treats, more of the foods that you love, and you'll be amazed. As long as you count the calories, you can have it all. And number 5 is I want you to stop with the crazy timelines. Know that they are not productive and they are not going to get you to your results faster. Slow and steady is the way. Make it fun, make it enjoyable, focus on your actions and stay consistent, because all those things will help you stay consistent and you will get better results than any quick fix, fast diet that you try. I hope that these resonated with you. I hope that maybe they just planted some seeds. Maybe you're not going to wake up tomorrow and do all of these. And again, if you need some help on a step-by-step approach to implementing some of these new mindsets and actually putting it into practice in a everyday life, then please check out my programs. This is what I am on a mission to do. I am on a mission to help you learn from my own mistakes, the mistakes of all the women that I've helped. This is what I do. I take all of these, I know where the roadblocks are, and that is how I'm able to help you overcome them and not keep on bumping your head in the same place. So if you're feeling like, geez, I'm really in a place where I need some help, then go to my website. I've got some awesome programs that can help you. Otherwise, just write these 5 things down, and I promise you, if you start implementing them and start making these small shifts, you are going to see amazing results. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you found it valuable. Let me know down in the comments if any of these 3 big mistakes you have been making too. Otherwise, I will see you guys here in the next video. I'm sending you much love, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss any of our lean girl educational videos, incredible low-calorie, delicious food recipes, and all of the other good stuff that you will find here. Sending you much love, wishing you a beautiful week, and I will see you soon.